All right, hello. I'm Mr. Solt, and I'm looking at today at Mr. Brown's number 9 multiplying radicals day 1. All right, so I actually just took like a little snippet from his what does he call it? The answer sheet or something? Question sheet? What does he call these? I forget. Let me go look. Okay, he calls the okay. So he's got this. He's got one sheet with the questions, and he's got an answer sheet that he provides you. Well, what I would like to do, what you might want to try, is I don't like switching back and forth. So if you have a way to snip it, I know on a Windows machine you can go to the snipping tool. There's also a way to do this on Chromebook. I just don't know off the top of my head. I'd have to go Google it. Let's try to go look at that right now. We're going to Chromebook snapshot. Snap Windows, snapshot. Yeah. Okay. Apparently, Control show Windows key to take a full screenshot, and then Control Shift show Windows key to take a specific area. That's what I recommend. Control Shift show Windows key. Okay. You go ahead and you grab this little snippet. And I'll use I don't have a Chromebook right now, so I'll just show you on snippet. You press Control Shift show Windows key. Just grab a picture of those questions that he's going to ask you, and then copy and paste that into your answer sheet, so you're not flipping back and forth. All right, so this is the answer sheet. I recommend you just take that little snippet and just paste that in here, so we're not popping back and forth. Okay, question number one is, see this? It says 3 times, there's an implied multiplication here, implied multiplication, 3 times radical 12 times radical 6. All right, so I need you to get, so we need to I'm going to write down the question, or the problem right now. What did I have? I had 3 radical 12 times radical 6. Okay, so 3, I'm going to use Shift 8, gives me this little asterisk, which also means multiplication. I like to make that explicit. And then I'm going to insert this radical sign. Here's how you get this. Insert special characters, and then type in square root. Right there will be the square root symbol. Click on that, and it'll pop right into your Google Doc there. Okay, so 3 times radical 12, and then once I've got it once I've done the square root thing once, I can just like Control C, copy that, and then I can use it again with Control V. All right, so I can just kind of reproduce that radical sign over and over again. Not too bad. All right, so I'm going to Control 8 to get that asterisk that says multiplication again, and then radical 6. Okay. All right. Looks good. Everything looks good so far. What does this equal? Okay. Technically, if I wanted to, get technical about this, there's kind of like a 1 in front of this, right? But it's an invisible 1 because 1 times any number just is itself. So really, even though there's like a 3 in front of this one, there's kind of a 1 in front of that one. I can multiply the 3 and the 1 together, the invisible 1, right? Just say 3, and then I multiply what's inside the radicals as my next step. So 12 times 6, right? If you don't have that memorized, if that's not one of your math facts that you have available to you right away, it's not for me, right? It's going to be like, what, 72? 72 is my guess, but I'm just going to go to the math machine and just confirm this. Yeah, 72. All right. So 3 times radical 72. I've now multiplied that. Does it say simplify? Does it say simplify? No, it doesn't say simplify. So we can leave it right there. We can leave 3 times radical 72. If it said simplify, we'd have to be looking for perfect squares inside this and see if we can get it simpler than that. I believe we probably could, right? I'll show you just in case he wants you to simplify. What I have to do is I think about like what perfect squares are in 72 that I could pull out of this. Well, I think I could take 72 and divide by 9. Let me just try that. I have a suspicion. Yes. Ooh, I can pull 8 out too. Well, let me try 72 divided by 16. I wonder if I can do 72 divided by 16. Nope, that don't work. Not evenly. I just noticed that I got an 8 and a 9. So there's got to be a better perfect square. But anyway, I'll show you kind of how this works. The fact that I can pull a 9 out of here means that this is really equal to 3 times radical 8 times radical 9, right? That's 8 times 9 is 72. Well, 9 is a perfect square, so that really becomes, 3 times radical 8 times 3. And hey, those two are like common terms. I can multiply 3 times 3. That's 9. So that's 9 times radical 8. And hey, 8 is also got a perfect square in there, right? There's a 4 that goes into 8. So really, 9 times radical 8 is the same thing as 9 times radical 4. Ooh, radical, why am I not on my page? Okay, there we go. Radical 4 times radical 2. Radical 2, which is the same thing as 9 times, what's the square root of 4? That's 2, right? 2 times 2 is 4, times radical 2. And 9 times 2, I know what that is, that's 18. 18 times radical 2, that's called simplifying the radical. All right, a lot of steps there. It didn't say simplify. I don't know if you're going to require that. You might just be able to get away with 3 times radical 72. All right, number 2 is radical 5 times radical 10. Well, radical 5 times radical 10 is going to be just radical 50. And you want to think, oh, there is a perfect square in 50, right? There is 25 times radical 2. And we know what the square root of 25 is, I think, I hope, right? What number times itself gives me 25? It's 5. So square root of 25 is the same thing as 5. And I just keep the times radical 2. That's the simplified version. You might be able to get away with this radical 50 since he didn't say simplify. All right, this is going to be a short video. I got a student that wants to come in the room, so I got to go. All right, hopefully that was helpful.